Welcome to the Thinking Out Loud podcast. In this episode, I have Saurabh Varanasi for you, who is my friend and a movie reviewer. He does this as a hobby, but I thought it would be interesting to have a conversation with him on the podcast. In the first half of the conversation, I interview him about his interest with movies, and in the second half, we review the movie Rangoon. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this conversation. Hi, Saurabh. It's great to have you on the podcast.
Hi Surya, it's my pleasure.
So,
I've been waiting to be interviewed by you.
yeah. We have been planning this for too long and things just didn't fall in place.
Yeah, it wasn't working out. So yeah, I'm glad to be on this.
Great. So I would just like to tell our listeners about how we know each other. So Saurabh and I did a bachelor's in the same university and we were good friends there. But I did not know that he reviews movies when I was on campus. I think only after I graduated did I know that he was doing this. And I think after I started the Thinking Out Loud podcast and I saw one of your reviews, then I thought it would be a good idea to. So I was just trying new types of conversations on the podcast, and I just wanted to try something new. And I thought it would be a good idea for us to have someone like you who is doing something slightly different than the normal guests on my podcast do. So yeah.
Thank you. That's flattering.
So today we'll start off with general questions about you and how you generally review movies and what's your interest with movies and stuff like that. That would be the first half of the conversation. And in the second half, let us review the movie Rangoon.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start like that. So can you just introduce yourself to the listeners who don't know about you? Like, who are you and what is your interest in movies?
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Saurabh, and as Surya has already said, we both have studied in the same college, NIT Warangal. And basically, my interest in movies dates back to my childhood, where I used to watch a lot of movies at home in the theater. Even now, I rush to the theater on the first day for any new movie I watch, mainly Bollywood. So yeah, my interest in reviews kicked in pretty late, but then now it's like become my hobby to review movies.
Okay, when did you start reviewing the movies?
Basically, much before I started my blog, I used to write reviews on Facebook. Probably 2-3 paragraphs long. It started back probably, I don't remember the exact date or the first movie which I reviewed, but it was probably somewhere in 2012, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, interesting.
So, since 2012, it was like intermittently I used to review movies. Not every movie I watched I used to review.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few movies which I felt I should speak about. I used to write them on Facebook. But then many of my friends suggested that instead of writing such long posts on Facebook, I should start a blog, where I can post that links and have a wider audience. Because if you limiting myself to Facebook probably was restricting the reach of my reviews. So I thought, why not start a blog?
Oh, nice. So did the reach increase when you shifted to the blog?
Yes, I mean, I post my links wherever possible. Like if the movie I'm reviewing, I go to its Facebook page, I post it in some comments down. Or if I go to Twitter and I post it there. I post it on Google Plus. So yeah, it is a little wider reach because it's easier than posting long paragraphs on Facebook where people might not even read it and just scroll down past it.
Okay.
So it gave me that idea.
Oh, interesting. So I do know a lot of people who enjoy watching movies, but not all of them are interested in reviewing the movie, so specifically writing a review for the movie. I mean,
It's true.
I mean, is reviewing? How did you get into reviewing? Was there something else? What's not in these people who like movies and don't review and you? What's the difference?
Basically, I like writing stuff. More about analyzing films. It's probably my inclination towards writing, which I've always had. And yeah, and the thing is, I read a lot of reviews.
Okay,
I
okay.
read reviews of there's this critic on CNN, Ivan Rajiv Masand, whom I've been following since a long time,
Mm-hmm.
for a long time now. So I even got a catch of the language, the phrases, and the words to use in reviews by reading many reviews. And I also felt, yeah, basically I've always liked to look at a movie from the director's point of view and analyze it, the script wise, the music wise, or acting and everything. That coupled with my interest for writing turned out to be a review.
Okay, okay. So when you review the movies, do you look at it from the
Yeah.
audience perspective or do you look at it from the personal perspective? Would you write about you like the movie or not, or would you write about will audience like the movie or not? Which perspective do you take?
No, no. I always write from my perspective. See, because the very meaning of the word review is your review. It's you're presenting a view, what do you of your opinion about a film.
Mm-hmm.
It is very hard to speak for others and actually, judge what they actually like and what they don't like. So, a
Mm-hmm.
review is basically a presentation of my views on the movie,
Mm-hmm.
what I felt about the movie,
Mm-hmm.
what I liked about it, what I didn't like, what I thought could have been better, what I thought shouldn't have been there. So they're all my views. It's not, I'm not speaking from anybody else's perspective.
Okay, okay. Do they generally align with what the audience think, or are there some times when you really like the movie and the audience don't like it?
Actually, the word audience is a very, very large term,
Mm-hmm.
and many different people have different interests.
Okay.
So
Oh,
it's
yes.
it's I if you look at in my family, people who read my review and among my friends, most of their views align with mine, and we are mostly on the same page. For example, my near family
Okay.
or my close friends and all. Of
Okay.
course, there are a few occasions where people have loved one movie and have hated it
Okay.
as much as that.
Mm-hmm.
And there are arguments. We get into arguments. We tell. I mean, the other person tries to convince me why I should have reviewed it better or why I should have reviewed it bad in a worse way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there are occasions on which it doesn't tank, but mostly the people whom I know, we are almost on the same page.
Okay. Are you also on the same page with different reviewers online, different famous reviewers online?
Not all, a few of them.
Oh, oh.
Like I just like I mentioned earlier, there's this Rajiv Masand of CNN IBN, Sukanya Verma of Rediff. So these
Mm-hmm.
are a few people whom I've actually read a lot of reviews of theirs, and most of the times when I write my review, and then when I post it and then I go back and read those people's review, there are many similar points.
Okay, okay. Interesting.
But then again there are a lot of exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
even in this case, they have given even a 4 or 4.5 rating for a film where I felt the movie didn't deserve more than 2.
Okay, okay.
So there have been many occasions like that as well.
Oh, so why are you reviewing movies? Does it give you personal pleasure, or is it a desire to make people make people take the right choice while going to a movie?
It is, I would say, it's probably a combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, see, mostly it is my interest towards writing, as I said. I mean, I like writing stuff. I like, presenting my views to people, and I would like to know what they think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think this is a platform where I can improve my language as per se.
Mm-hmm.
As in, like if I talk about the process of reviewing a film, it involves new words as well. Of course,
Yeah.
I use the existing knowledge of my vocabulary as well. But then, in the process of discovering synonyms or many new phrases or words, adds to my vocabulary.
Yeah.
So the process of reviewing also helps you in a way. So
Okay.
that is one reason. And the other reason, as I said, is it gives me pleasure to write reviews and analyze it and note it.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah, there are a few movies which I write completely from the perspective of either warning the audience or either urging them or make ensure that they watch it. So there
Okay.
are a few occasions. For example, if I love a movie, I
Mm-hmm.
like it. For example, there was Dangal
Mm-hmm.
last year in December 2016. That was a movie I thoroughly enjoyed, and I thought, more and more people should watch it, which of course they did, and that's because in Amir Khan movies, of course, they would anyway flunk in the theaters.
Hmm.
But that was one movie which I used to keep telling people like you have to watch it. It's a really good movie and all that.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
there are some movies which I advise people against watching.
Okay.
Which I think we are going to talk about in a few minutes.
Okay. Okay. Um, so,
Okay.
do you review all the movies that you watch?
Not exactly.
Okay, like
I mean,
what percentage do you
it
review?
also there's no specific reason for that,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it just depends on my mood.
Mm-hmm.
See, ultimately, if I was being paid for my reviews or if it was a compulsion or anything, I would have written for every movie.
Yeah.
But since there is no driving force other than my own interest, there are occasions where I just don't feel like writing a review.
Okay.
No specific reason.
Okay. Interesting. And are all the movies you reviewed only Hindi, or do you also review other language movies?
It is 95% Hindi.
Okay.
For the reason because I don't watch many other movies. Basically, I mean, uh, Telugu movies I generally don't watch many.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
And English movies, I'm not much into Hollywood. I usually watch these old English movies and all, which are not in theaters. The new English movies I'm not much into.
Okay.
So it is 95%, you can say, Hindi.
Oh, interesting. So,
Yes.
do you find it? Do you find the experience of watching the movie different when you have this idea that you have to write the review in the back of your head? Do you watch the movie differently? Do you take your phone and keep jotting down some notes? Do you do that?
No, actually, interestingly, I don't uh, whether or not to write a review. This thing I decide only after watching the movie.
Oh,
So because as I told you, I don't review all movies. I mean, I don't go into the theater with the intention of reviewing a movie.
oh.
So after watching a movie, if I get into the mood or if I actually want to write a review, I write it.
Okay.
Because sometimes what happens is if you watch a film for the sole purpose of writing a review, then it kind of ruins your experience.
Mm-hmm.
As in, you're constantly thinking about what to write than actually concentrating on the film. So in that case, you might miss out on some points, or you might not enjoy as such.
Okay. So I find this paradox very interesting. I mean, why do people make bad movies? I mean, you as a reviewer are able to judge if a movie is good or bad very easily. Aren't the
Yes.
directors and
Yes.
producers and the scriptwriters able to do that? I mean, to me, it seems it should be pretty easy for them to judge if a movie will work well or not ahead of time.
Honestly, this is the question I have in my mind as well.
Okay.
As in, even I know I have no technical expertise in this field, as in filmmaking and cinematography and all that. But what I think is, especially, I won't talk about the other genres, but in Bollywood, basically, most of the movies are made for the sole purpose of making money. So most of these directors, if they cast a Salman Khan or a Shah Rukh Khan, the famous person, then they don't give that much importance to the story
Mm-hmm.
as much as in publicizing the film, marketing the film, and going to these exotic locations, shooting in all such places, which they basically concentrate on enhancing the beauty of the film than actually making a good one, a
Hmm.
sensible one, or a meaningful movie. So that is
Yeah.
the case with most movies, and the other movies which are plain bad are it happens probably. I know. I mean, I wouldn't know exactly, but then I feel this is what I feel is that if you don't have faith in the script,
Mm-hmm.
and if the actors don't cooperate, or there's some problem in the sets because of which the movie might turn out to be bad.
Okay. So if someone gives you the script of a movie and asks you if this movie
Okay.
is going to play well, do you think you'll be a good judge for that?
As in, if somebody else is going to make that movie,
Yeah, somebody
and
else is
someone
about
has
to
given me the
make
script,
that. Yeah.
the actually the script according to me, the director is everything for a movie. So if you give me a script and then if the script is really good, it doesn't necessarily translate into an equally good film.
Okay,
It
okay.
depends on how it is directed. Of course, the most important of part of a film is writing, undoubtedly, because that is the part where writing is a part where you have no reference while starting.
Mm-hmm.
If you, oh, okay, and forget about the movies which are blatantly just copied, ripped off from other Hollywood movies or something else, other language movies. But if you're writing a fresh story, something original, it takes a lot of effort to write a new film. So I feel if enough time and money and energy is spent in scripting a film, then it takes a really, really bad director to make a bad film out of it.
Have
Because
you?
if your script is good, I feel the job is half done.
Oh, interesting. And do you think you'll be a good judge for that? Looking at the script and saying if it's
Yeah.
good or not?
Yeah, I mean, if the script, if I see, when I read a script, I might form some images or some pictures of the film in my mind. So if it is made according to that, and if it goes if it goes as per the script,
Okay.
then it, I think yeah, I can tell if the movie is going to become good or bad.
Oh. So, how do you look at reviewing? I mean, do you want to continue doing this? Do you want to continue this as a hobby, or are you looking for expanding this, or how are you looking forward?
Uh, Honestly, I've not thought about that.
Okay, okay.
No, I just watch a movie because the thing is, I've still not taken this reviewing thing really seriously. I am still reviewing movies on a irregular basis. Because I've told you I don't review every movie.
Oh, I mean, I
So it
didn't.
also has
Okay.
to do it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what I feel is it also has something to do with my lifestyle. Probably the work being overloaded with work, and not getting the mood sometimes to review movies and just watch it and forget it. It
Oh,
is purely a hobby.
okay.
Where I see myself in a few years is very hard to predict right now.
Okay. But I didn't
See,
get.
I keep saying this. I always say it. I want to become a director. I want to become a director. But then it definitely is not a cakewalk,
Mm-hmm.
and there are lot of hardships which one has to go, especially if you have no contacts in the industry.
Okay. Can you not
So
make short films on
uh,
YouTube and then get famous? Does that work?
yeah, that actually I have tried to make a few short films, but unfortunately they never worked out for some reasons.
Okay.
But yeah, that would be the way to start.
Okay.
If you want to actually showcase your skills and think that, see, because short films is actually the perfect platform to prove to yourself or to show yourself what you can do actually. Honestly, even though even I review film even though I review films, I can say it's easier said than done. Making a film is 100 times more difficult than writing a review about it.
Okay.
You can easily criticize a film by saying that it's bad, it's not good, but actually a film takes a lot of effort to put in.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why I through a short film I can actually realize the potential within me. I mean,
Oh.
whether or not I'm cut out for that, or I have the chops of direction or not.
Oh, interesting. So can you give the link of your blog? Can you just say it so that our listeners can check out your reviews?
Yeah, it is Filmistan Reviews, which is spelled as FILMISTANN. Sorry, TAN.
Yeah.
Filmistan Reviews, REVIEWS .blogspot.in.
Yeah.
BLOGSPOT.
Yes. So do check out his blog and let him know if you can just comment below about what you think about Saurabh's reviews. He'll be more happy if you have criticism for him and ways in which he can improve.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm open to criticism.
Yeah. So let's move on to the second part of this conversation. So
Yes.
Saurabh and I decided that we'll review any movie on the podcast, and so we decided that we'll review Rangoon. Did I spell that right?
It's Rangoon.
It was interesting for me to do this. I tried doing this for the first time. So before we get into it, I would like to tell the listeners that if you're planning to watch the movie and you're afraid, if you don't want any spoilers, I would suggest that you pause the podcast here, go watch the movie, and then come back and listen to this. So yeah, I'm just laying it out there first, and then
No, but then
yeah.
if you're actually going to watch the movie, then I would advise you not to. So there starts my review.
Okay.
So you better not tell them that, because people might actually mute this and go and watch it, which I don't want them to.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, Saurabh and I were actively guarding ourselves against any other review so that we don't have any biased views. So we did not read any reviews before this
Yes.
podcast. And okay, let's start off with this. Saurabh, can you predict if I like the movie? Can you estimate how much I would have loved the movie?
Uh, I doubt you would have loved the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely not loved the movie.
Okay. Okay. Um. So yeah, I'll tell.
I actually hope you didn't love the movie.
So yeah, I'll tell what I feel about the movie, and then you can respond and give your views about the movie. So I'm very unhappy that we we decided this was the movie that we'll review, and I
Oh
mean
God. Okay.
I mean,
Tell me.
this is probably one of the worst movies I have seen in the recent times. I mean, it seemed to me like a mild form of mental torture. So, apart from the movie, there were a few other problems. So, I think the day before I didn't sleep properly. I had only about 5 to 6 hours of sleep. So that might have had some effect. And the movie did not have subtitles. It had subtitles in the first half and it did not have subtitles in the second half. And I find it hard without subtitles to understand a Hindi movie. So that could have played a slight role. But then in the movie, I never felt like it kept me engaged. I was just waiting in the hope that things would get more interesting, but they never did. I mean, I couldn't see what the fuss was all about. I mean, the Zulfi guy, Shahid Kapoor, are they real agents? I didn't understand that. What the hell is this SWAT about? I don't understand why did that come in. I mean, everything. I mean, in the second half, the Zulfi guy wants to die and Shahid Kapoor gives him his gun. I could make absolutely no sense. I had no idea what was going on. I mean, it was crazy. And as I was watching the movie, it was like, I can't watch this anymore. My brain is like turning into bubble gum. I, I just wanted to sleep. And I mean,
Totally. I've been there, seen that before. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I couldn't have made it to the end of the movie if I was watching it on my computer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and
No,
because we decided that we'll review the movie, I had to force myself to stay focused on that movie, and it made things worse. So yeah, that's what I feel about the movie.
man is forcing you to sit in the theater with a gun at your head.
Yeah, yeah, I really felt that. What's your
See,
take on the
basically,
movie? Yeah.
what what I think is, first of all, I would like to say anyone who was able to survive the first half and was still ready to watch the second half should be given a medal.
Okay, okay.
Honestly, the first half was so slow. I could actually feel my nails grow. So slow, pathetic. Okay.
Okay.
So first of all, more than being slow or being anything, it didn't make sense, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
The characters were poorly written, and the story itself, of them traveling to Rangoon, and that whole patchy portion in which they're in the jungle, Shahid and Kangana trapped in the jungle.
Hmm.
I was like, am I watching a Vishal Bharadwaj film or not? Okay,
Okay.
I don't know if you have watched the films I asked you to watch, but if you do,
Mm-hmm.
if you actually watch a few Vishal Bharadwaj films,
Mm-hmm.
that he's no ordinary director.
Okay.
He's made some of the most path-breaking films in Bollywood.
Oh. Oh.
First of all, see, reading and understanding Shakespeare is itself a monumentous task.
Mm-hmm.
But he not only read it, not only understood it totally, he even adapted them into beautiful films.
Oh.
So after watching a few films of his, I was really spellbound and gave me a lot of respect to, after watching his films. I mean, I feel like expecting a lot after watching those movies.
So,
Mostly all. He's made only about 8 or 9 films till now.
mm-hmm.
And except one movie, which was Saath Khoon Maaf, a movie made with Priyanka Chopra, which I didn't enjoy at all.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. They had something. Every movie had something to say.
Okay. So,
But Rangoon was very, very disappointing.
I mean, where was the problem? Was it the script? Was it the direction or something else?
It was. I wasn't enjoying what was going on screen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought everything was, a little over dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
The acting, and there were too many songs.
Okay.
It just were continuously, whatever little interest you had in the film was just taken away with the song.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you just felt that probably you can start liking the film, a song pops up.
Yeah, and were the songs good or bad? How do you feel about the songs?
The songs, no, they were basically Vishal Bharadwaj. He composes composes songs for all his films,
Mm-hmm.
and they are generally not that those foot tapping numbers or anything. They suit the film,
Mm-hmm.
so they are not melodious as such, but they generally have they form an integral part of the narrative itself,
Mm-hmm.
of the story.
Mm-hmm.
So in this movie, the songs were also nothing great.
Okay.
That added to the misery, actually.
Okay. Like, were all the songs like equally good or bad, or did you feel that few songs stood out?
As in, stood out for being very bad or for being very good?
For being very good.
I thought the song in the second half, the Bloody Hell song,
Okay.
that was shot well. Oh, by the way, these two words came out of my mouth after watching the movie. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
no, basically the first half, I had a problem with every scene was becoming worse and worse.
Okay.
Well, with the war sequence in Rangoon, where the British forces invade the Japanese battalion.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we are actually shown how the Indian National Army is trying to overthrow the British rule.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought the audience was in for something, a war film or something more, what do you say, like a war film, basically.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But then from there, the film ditched all those topics and delved into a silly love triangle, which went on till the end of the film.
Yeah.
So I thought the story wasn't leading anywhere. It was directionless.
Mm-hmm.
And it was slow, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I generally don't have a problem with slow movies if it is, directed well, or if anything happening on screen is in any case, if it's a little engaging. I don't mind a movie being slow.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, but here it just didn't make sense anything.
Okay. So what do you think of the action? Did some actors perform well and the others bad?
See, because the story or the script as such didn't give them much elbow room to showcase their actual talent.
Mm-hmm.
I feel all the actors were underutilized.
Okay.
Because even if you read in my review,
Mm-hmm.
It is as what Vishal Bharadwaj has given Irfan Khan and Tabu some very, very memorable roles in his movies.
Mm-hmm.
He writes parts with a lot of depth, complex character dynamics, and a lot of complex emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie lacked everything, because of which the acting also looked mediocre.
Okay.
See, because all the three leads, Kangana, Shahid, and Saif, they are terrific actors. I mean, there's no doubt about that. They've proved their mettle in many movies before.
Okay.
But in this, they basically didn't get a lot of room to showcase their talent, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Still, if I still wanted to pick out a few, I thought Shahid was really good,
Mm-hmm.
and Kangana was a little over dramatic, but then I think that's what the role was asking of her, so she
Mm-hmm.
had to be that. So
Mm-hmm.
in that case, in that sense, she was faithful to her role.
Okay. Okay. And Saif Ali Khan?
Saif Ali Khan was okay, nothing great.
Okay. Okay.
And the villain who was, the British guy,
Hmm.
he was very very annoying.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
actually a minus point for the film, because if you are showing a film, you need to have a very strong antagonist in such films.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So his role is where he tries to or give these Hindi Urdu shairis and all ghazals and everything. It's really underwhelming.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I wasn't able to figure out even some basic things in the movie. I mean, I have no idea what happened during the World War II. I don't know if it's because of that, but why was the British helping Saif Ali Khan? I mean, he's an Indian, right?
No, it was, see, basically just before independence, there was one section of the society which were happy under the British rule.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't exactly have a problem.
Oh.
Those with a lot of money and people from the high society,
Mm-hmm.
they were enjoying their lives. They had their lives on their own, and they were not really facing oppression.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
Saif
Mm-hmm.
was in one of that category who was not willing to join the fight, struggle against the British.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
But
And this,
I could
yeah,
infer
yeah.
from the movie.
Okay. Okay. And this isn't a real story, right?
Probably this story. I have no idea.
I
I
mean,
mean,
okay, were you able to understand everything that was going on, the sword and all the things that were going on?
yeah, I could actually.
Oh,
See,
oh,
basically, the sword thing is not. You want me to explain it?
yeah,
Or it's
briefly,
okay.
yeah.
No, the thing is, okay, I'm revealing the suspense spoiler actually. So
Okay.
if people actually want to go in, I'm doing the suspense basically.
I doubt if anyone would want to watch the movie if they heard the
Exactly.
podcast till here, but yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So basically, Shahid Kapoor is a kind of undercover agent who works for the Indian National Army under Subhash Chandra Bose. So he has been given the task of obtaining the sword from the Maharaja, the king,
Oh,
whom they show in the beginning.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember him or not.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
do.
he gets the sword from him.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to smuggle that sword and sell it off so that the Indian National Army gets money, gets the required funds to buy guns or the bullets or anything,
Okay, okay.
basic weapons, ammunition to fight the British, because that time they didn't have any other ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they needed money for it. So they thought that was one source of funding.
Oh, oh. Mm-hmm.
And initially, Shahid Kapoor was, as in he was fighting for the Britishers, but
Mm-hmm.
then he was caught in Rangoon by the Japanese forces, scene, and
Mm-hmm.
he was taken as a prisoner of war. It was where he met the leader of the Indian National Army, and he agreed to, work for them or fight against the British.
Okay.
So then he enters the British force as a spy.
Oh, okay. It makes a little more sense now, but yeah. I mean, was that?
But the thing, it's
Yeah.
that convincing actually.
Okay, okay. Was
I was just pretty.
mhm.
Yeah. Tell me.
You're saying that part wasn't presented properly. Some part of the audience might not understand that part clearly, right?
Possible, but then that isn't interesting. It could have been shown in a better way.
Okay, okay, okay.
That
Nice.
was the only part in the film, the part where Zulfi actually is killed and everything. That was the only part remotely interesting in the entire film. And I
Okay,
actually thought the movie would get better from there.
okay, okay.
But then, thanks to the climax, which
Okay.
was so horrible.
Okay.
All my hopes were drowned.
Okay. I mean, even at the Zulfi scene, I think I wasn't able to understand what was happening. So I was just confused there. I'm not sure why he's being killed.
Probably because with subtitles, you would have understood that part,
Yeah.
but you've not lost anything by not understanding it. It's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Because in the last scene, you feel like you've been thrown off the bridge yourself.
Okay. Um, so is there
Yeah.
something else you want to say about the movie?
No, nothing else. I mean, we have already, criticized it a lot. You can how what even if you're a big fan of Vishal Bharadwaj, I don't think still warrants you watching the movie.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you can give it. I feel you can give it a miss, but still, if you're a diehard fan of any of the actors or of Vishal Bharadwaj, no, even from watching it.
Okay, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I was deeply disappointed.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You are his fan, Vishal's fan, right?
Yeah, huge fan.
Okay.
I mean, I've watched all his movies, and last movie before this was Heather, which was one of his best movies.
Mm-hmm. I think we have said most of what we had to say. So yeah, Saurabh, it
Yeah,
has been great talking to you on the podcast.
same here. So yeah, this is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it
I
was so
mean,
much fun.
you have so much fun discussing all these things.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we'll do it again sometime in future.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Most happy to do it.
Yeah. See you, man. Bye.